One thing, like, I'll tell you one thing, I was like nervous to come here. Like, West Virginia, to me, like one of the first things we heard when like we're going, like, oh, it's like, you know, it's Trump like area, it's Trump Nation down here. And I'm just like, okay, well, if they like Trump, then clearly they have a certain mindset. And so I was like, how am I gonna talk to people? I was like, I may just like take a step back and see how everybody's interacting first and kind of weave my way in there. So it's gonna be a little bit more difficult if they're not open to talking to me just because I look different.
I'm from a tiny town, and you know, I had one African-American person in my graduating class.
When you feel that you're on the victim side of the ledger, the perspective is, why are these people doing this to us? You know, we need to tell our story because no one will tell our story for us. But what happens in the process is you develop some understanding of where the other person comes from, and that's a large part of journalism. We tell the students, go out and try to walk a mile in the other guy's shoe, try to tell the story from somebody else's perspective. And this was the first time where you worked that closely together with someone where the other guy's perspective was right in front of your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only was it the story that was out there, but it was the story between them.
The social justice reporting class this semester with our students from the Reed College of Media and students from Morgan State University is focused on food systems, food access, and food justice. What we're trying to do is disrupt master narratives about food access, food deserts. And what we're doing is looking at it from a different perspective. We want to teach young journalists to do social justice reporting, to look at the intersections of race, of class, of gender, of disability.
We're going out in West Virginia and Baltimore and trying to understand how the food systems work in these different locations.
In Baltimore, it's a whole bunch of people in one area with no food. And here it's like everywhere is separate and there's one place for food. So it's like completely opposite, but they're having the same exact issue.
Our group specifically is government, and I've kind of tried to dive into that, and it's been a little saddening to know, like, yes, the government is trying to help, but the system is not doing what it should be doing, and it comes back to money.
I think one thing so far I've learned is that it's a system of how food is distributed, who controls it, who gets it, how they get it.
Growing up in Delaware, the majority of my high school was African American. So for me, coming into this project, it wasn't just about food systems or food justice. It was about rewriting that story, that narrative, and bringing in those new perspectives. And that's why I think this collaboration is so important.